Hey guys, this is Comic Uno, and today I'm doing a review for Detective Comics issue 1000, the second landmark issue of DC Comics, and this time it is Batman. So with this, you could kind of predict what the format's going to be, because if you read Action Comics, it's the exact same format. It is short stories of Batman. Now, with Action Comics, I will say there is a little bit more of a reason to pick it up, though. A, it's the first landmark issue, the first series hit 1000. And second of all, it was the launching point for Brian Michael Bendis to take over Superman, which obviously was huge. Now, with Detective Comics, for me, I wanted to pick it up more because I am more of a Batman fan than I am Superman fan. But as a comic book fan, there wasn't as much propelling with it because, again, it's not the first landmark issue for DC Comics, and it's not really propelling any Batman stories, or at least from what we know, because Detective Comics has been kind of somber. You had Tynion, who worked on his run, ended it pretty early before issue 1000. Then you had a couple other writers take it on, and now we do have Peter J. Tomasi, which I do like his writing, but I don't think anything explosive has happened with this series. And honestly, I didn't really love the last arc. I thought it was kind of a cheat, that it was all a dream. So now we are entering this issue, and we have a lot of great writers here, the best of the best. We have Tom King, Brian Michael Bendis, Scott Snyder, Jeff Johns, even Jim Lee does some artwork in this issue, so even some of the best artists here as well. And the stories, for the most part, are kind of middle ground. There's nothing that is bad, in my opinion, nothing where I'm like, oh my god, I'm so bored, but also nothing that kind of blew my mind either. The stories that kind of stick out the most, obviously Scott Snyder, because I feel like the ending at least could go somewhere where we get to see there's this detective club that's made. Even though I really didn't like the lead up or the monologuing, I really thought it was too over-explainy, and where Scott Snyder kind of tends to do with his monologues these days, where I just kind of get bored reading them. It's just not my style of writing anymore, even though I do like a lot of his past stuff. I just haven't been loving his newer things, and I think that's kind of injected here. But I like the idea of this whole detective club and where that can go. Other things, I think the other big moment was probably Tom King writing a Batman story, and it was the Bat Family. And again, I actually liked the execution. Well, not the execution. I actually liked the idea of the issue, but I didn't like the execution for it, where I thought every Bat Family member sounded out of character. We get to see a Barbara and Kate scene where Barbara's fighting, hey, why am I Batgirl and you're Batwoman? And all she talks about is Nightwing, saying, I had to deal with him. I don't really feel like Batgirl would say that, and I don't think she cares that she's called Batgirl instead of Batwoman. So that kind of felt out of place for me. And then there's, little things that felt like that could have been cleaned up. We have Huntress and Cassandra talking, and Huntress pretty much is saying they talk a lot, and Cassandra keeps replying. I feel like it would have been a better panel if Cassandra just said nothing, because that's her character. Why are they talking about nothing? And then you have Damian, who's like happy the family's coming together. That felt weird to me. And then the biggest one was Stephanie wanting to make out with Tim Drake in front of everybody and say, hey, I think this is a great time to make out. Don't you want to make out? It just kind of, I think, brings down a level for Stephanie where all she is literally is the love interest, and all she's talking about is making out with Tim Drake. So kind of wish I had a little bit more from those characters, but I am happy those characters were shown, and I like the overall story that Bruce cares for his family. He takes a yearly family picture with them. So I enjoyed that. The artwork was pretty good as well. So again, I think there's some take or leave it for that story. But overall, like I said, nothing really blew my mind. It's kind of not a quick read because it is 90 pages, but it's a quicker read than I expected, actually, because there are a couple of pinups thrown in there for the extra pages, which I didn't love. But If you're a hardcore Batman fan, definitely get it. If you're not, though, and you're like debating if you should get this one, I don't think there's anything truly amazing in the storytelling where you have to get this issue. But if you are a collector, I recommend you get it. It's kind of in the middle for me. It wasn't a bad issue, but nothing really blew my mind either. So overall, I'm going to give Detective Comics issue 1000 3 stars. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. This is Comic Uno. Definitely go check out my Twitter and Facebook page, my comic books like Father Like Daughter and They Call Her the Dancer. And also every Tuesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time is Frontline Live, where we discuss our favorite comics and comic book news. So be sure to check that out as well. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Bye.